Hi, boys and girls. Miss Jones here today. Today, we are going to be learning some uppercase letters. We're going to be matching them with some animals that live in the ocean. The ocean is the animal's habitat, it's where they live. And I have some other habitats that we're going to do later on this week. We're going to talk about animals that live in the forest with lots of trees. We're going to talk about animals that live in the grassland, that you see lots of grass. And then we have some animals that only live in the rainforest. And the rainforest is just what it says. It has lots of rain, and it's a forest because it has lots of trees, and it does have pretty flowers in it. But it rains a lot in the rainforest, and that's why they call it the rainforest. Another word that you might be familiar with would be the jungle. Okay, there's certain animals that live in the jungle but can't live in the ocean. So those are 4 different habitats that we're going to look at this week. Animals that live in the ocean, special animals that can live in the jungle, animals that live just in the grassland, and animals that live just in the forest. But today, as you can see up on my board, we're going to talk about animals that live just in the ocean. They can't live anywhere else but in the ocean. Okay, and that's their habitat. Can you say habitat? Habitat, yes, that's a little bit of our science today and social studies is that these are animals that live in their own habitat, and these animals that we're going to talk about live in the ocean. Now, the letters we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the letter X. We're going to work on the letter W. Can you say W? W. We're going to match to the letter D. Say D. We're going to match to the letter J. Say J. This is a U. U. Good job. C. C. And N. This is an N. These are these are some hard letters, but I bet some of you, your names begin with a letter. I know in my class, I have 2 children's names that begin with the letter J. Okay, so maybe we're looking at a letter that your name starts with. But what we're going to do is we're going to take my animals, each one of these, I'm going to show them to you again. So we're going to take these animals that live in the ocean, and we're going to match them to the correct letter that starts their name. So I have lots of animals that live in the ocean, okay? And we're going to start with one that I know you're very familiar with. And what is this, boys and girls? That's right, friends. This is a whale. Can you say whale? The whale begins with a W, and that's why you see a W. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and see if we can find a W. Is that a W, boys and girls? No. What about this one? Could that be a W? It's close, but not quite. Let's try this one. Is that a W? Yes. We are looking to match a W with a W. So we say that the whale lives in the ocean, and we match a W with a W. So we're going to cross this one out because we've already matched up our W. Yes. Now I have another animal that lives in the ocean, and you might be familiar with it. You see this one? That's right. I think it kind of goes this way. Here we go. This is called an X-ray fish. Can you see my X right here? A little bit closer there. See my X, an X-ray. So we're going to look for the letter X. Okay, here's our letter that we're looking for. It is the letter X. So we want to find the X up here in our picture. Is this an X, boys and girls? No. Would that be an X? No. Let's see here. I heard somebody said it was over here. Look, boys and girls, there's the X for X-ray fish. So I'm going to put him in the ocean near the whale because he is what we call an X-ray fish. So we've matched up our letter X and we matched up our letter W. Now we're going to look for this animal. What is this animal, boys and girls? That's right, it's a dolphin. And dolphin begins with the letter D. So we're going to look for a D. Now D has a straight line and then a curve. Here's my straight line and a curve. So we want to see if we can find a D. Now that letter doesn't have any curves in it, so it can't be that one. What about this one? Could it be that one? No. There's a curve. It's going the wrong way. What about this one? Yes, there is the D. So we're going to put the dolphin in the ocean with his letter D for dolphin. All right, so we have found the letter D. So we're going to cross it out. What about this one, friends? You know what that is. That is I heard it, a jellyfish. That's right. So we need to find a J because jellyfish begins with the letter J. And here's what our J looks like. So we need to come to our chart and find our letter J. Where do y'all think it is? Do you think it's at the top or maybe at the bottom? Where is our J? Can you see? I heard somebody say it was somewhere at the top. All right. Could it be this one right here? Oh, that one doesn't have any curve to it. What about this one? I think that's a J. So yes, J for jellyfish. So we're going to put the jellyfish in the ocean because the jellyfish floats around the ocean just like he is on our board. All right, I have one here that you might not be so familiar with. This is called an urchin, a sea urchin. And the word urchin begins with the letter U, okay? So we're going to cross out our J, and now we're looking at the U. You see my U? This is what we're looking for, is the U right there. All right. So let's look up here. No, that one's not curvy at all. What about this one? No, there it is, the U. That's right. A sea urchin lives on the bottom of the ocean. So that's where he belongs, on the bottom of the ocean. And his name begins with a U for urchin, sea urchin. All right, friends. So we have two more letters to find. And our next one, and you probably don't know this one, but this is a type of a dolphin, and he's called a Norway. A Norway. All right. So we need to find an N because that's what an N is. This is a Norway, and it starts with an N. So let's see. We only have two choices. Does that match? No. That's right. It matches at the top because he swims around in the ocean. Here is our N right there for Norway. Good job. Well, I only have one sea creature left, and he begins with the letter C. Okay, so here is our C. If you can see, this animal begins with the letter C. Does anybody know what this is? It is a crab. That's right, a crab. And a crab begins with the letter C. And we only have one left, so this must match. And it does, because the crab walks along the bottom of the ocean. So now we have our ocean, and it's filled with all the animals that live in the ocean. We matched the letter that starts the name of each animal. Let's go through them again. We matched the whale with a W, W. We match the X-ray fish with an X. We match the Norway dolphin with the N. The dolphin, the regular dolphin with a D. The jellyfish with a J. The X-ray fish with an X. The sea urchin, urchin begins with a U, and the crab begins with a C. So today we just looked at several different letters of the alphabet, and these are all capital letters. So later on this week, you'll see me again, and we're going to talk about another habitat, and we're going to match the animals that live in that habitat, and we're going to talk about the letter that starts their name, just like we've been talking about the letter that starts your name. Maybe we have an animal today that started with the letter in your name. If not, maybe next week or later this week, we'll find one that starts with your name. All right, friends. Bye.